This news update is brought to you by...
They ask us how we do it, how we outrun the world. They ask us, how does it feel to fly? How do we dive headfirst into the deep? And emerge victorious. They ask us if we're afraid, if we're nervous, or if we ever feel lonely, so far away from home. But the truth is, home is always right here with us. Get ready to witness the magic of the Olympic Games like never before.
Welcome to the Barbados Today Evening Update. It's Monday, August 22nd. Thanks for joining us with the news. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Our top story at this hour, Coroner Melina Rennie is questioning suggestions that 12-year-old Shemar Weekes committed suicide. Rennie's doubt over what led to the May 14, 2015 death of the Fraswell Checker Hall St. Lucie resident is based on a report done by the pathologist. She also pointed to inconsistencies and contradictions in the evidence of the main witnesses in the case, and as such, she reserved judgment on the matter and told the court she would send her findings to the Commissioner of Police in a couple of days for further investigation. Our Emmanuel Joseph reports.
Coroner Melina Rennie, who said that the evidence indicated someone had a case to answer in respect of Shemar Weekes' death, was particularly condemning of the pathologist's opinion that the 12-year-old boy committed suicide. Describing that part of his report as strange, the presiding judicial officer informed the court that only a judge or jury could determine suicide based on the evidence. She further pointed out that according to the law, suicide required an intention by a person to kill themselves. The coroner described the pathologist's opinion as a fallacy, contending that because a noose was around somebody's head and they died from asphyxia did not necessarily mean it was suicide. Emphasizing that she was not pronouncing the guilt or innocence of Shemar's mother, Julianne Weekes, who is accused of abusing him, the coroner noted that in any case, somebody could be held liable for leading a victim to commit suicide or by not doing something to prevent it. She said because of the evidence before her, she could not rule that Weekes' death was an accident, as is the normal role of a coroner's inquest. She said that because of the inconsistencies and contradictions in the evidence of the main characters in the case, that is, the boy's mother, his stepfather Sean Graves, and great-aunt Clarissa Mabel Daniel, the matter would be better dealt with by a criminal jurisdiction. During the coroner's 3-hour presentation, Shemar's mother wept openly when the presiding judicial official started to describe the noose through which the boy's head was placed. The coroner said she would send back the case to the Commissioner of Police with her findings in a couple of days for the police to further investigate the death. She therefore adjourned the inquest, noting the possibility of it being referred back to her. She had also pointed out that it was the Director of Public Prosecutions, Charles Leacock QC, who had passed on Shemar's case file to the top cop, who in turn referred it to her. Shemar was found hanging at his Fraswell Checker Hall St. Lucie home, which he shared with his mother and younger brother Shaquan on May 14, 2015. Emmanuel Joseph for Barbados Today.
In other news, 34-year-old Dwayne Chase of Valerie Britton's Hill, St. Michael, has been formally charged with the murder of Kadeem Joseph. Joseph, 25, of 2nd Avenue, Grisette, St. Michael, was found dead around 4 a.m. at the rear of the Britton's Hill Resource Center on June 10th. The murder accused is expected to appear in the district's A Magistrates Court tomorrow. Meanwhile, police are seeking the public's assistance in locating a Christchurch man in connection with a serious criminal matter. Wanted is Kadarian McNeal Mayers, 30 years old, of number 4 Unity Lane or number 4 Hillside, Gall Hill, Christchurch. Mayers, who also goes by the names Mackie and Gallus, is about 5 feet 8 inches tall, slim, and of dark complexion. He has Psalm 142 tattooed on his inner right arm and the word Dan on his left hand. Mayers is advised that he can present himself to police accompanied by an attorney of his choice. Anyone who may know his whereabouts is also asked to contact police emergency number at 211 or the nearest police station. Police have also reminded the public that it's a serious offense to harbor or assist wanted persons. Anyone caught committing this offense can be prosecuted. Officials from the Barbados Workers Union met this evening with the management of United Commercial Auto Works Limited for talks on the dismissal of Richard Newton. Newton, a director and chief foreman at UCAL, was fired last Friday over fraud allegations. He is accused of diverting company funds to his personal account. Newton maintains his innocence even as the fraud squad investigates the matter. Prime Minister Frondell Stewart says Barbadians can play a major role in helping his government to lower the health care bill in the country. He made the comments as he addressed his party's 61st annual conference yesterday.
The greatest contribution which citizens can make to this general effort, however, is to take better care of their own health so that we can become a society that increasingly deals with health issues preventively at much lower cost rather than curatively at much higher cost. If each of us can pay just a little more attention to those diseases that result from our own lifestyle choices and make a genuine effort at lifestyle changes, we will put less pressure on the healthcare system. In that connection, the job of public education on the issue of chronic non-communicable diseases is essential and must continue.
In sports, the fourth and final test between West Indies and India in Trinidad was abandoned as a draw. This despite the Queen's Park Oval ground being bathed in sunshine on the fifth and final day. Torrential rain on the first day and poor drainage as well as poor covering and the absence of equipment resulted in the outfield being unfit for play for 4 consecutive days. Just 22 overs were bowled in the entire game, making it the third shortest non-abandoned test of all time.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
We pick up with news from the Dominican Republic, where a man is nursing serious injuries after a small plane made an emergency landing on a road earlier today. According to a spokesman from the Public Works Ministry, the motorcyclist was injured when he was hit by one of the wings of the aircraft. He said first responders took the motorcyclist, whose identity has not been released, to a medical facility. 4 passengers on the plane suffered minor injuries. The plane was forced to land due to engine failure. Further afield, Turkey backtracks on earlier statements pertaining to the suicide bomber who killed 54 people and injured dozens more. Earlier, authorities said that a child between the ages of 12 and 14 was responsible for the attack on the Kurdish wedding. However, the country's prime minister now says authorities do not know if the suicide bomber was a child. The bomber has also been linked to the so-called Islamic State, but the Prime Minister said no clue has been found concerning the perpetrator. And finally, for the first time since the Cold War, the German government is advising citizens to stockpile food and water for use in a national emergency, a move some opposition MPs are describing as scaremongering. Citizens are being told to store enough food to last them up to 10 days. And on that note, we come to the end of our news and sports update, but for the very latest, visit our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our our email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media in bus terminals and screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also tune in to Channel 99 on Flow TV or Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Frenella Wedderburn. Good evening.